Welcome back to the shaders course. Today we are going to create an animated shaders making a texture scroll. Okay, so first we need a texture. This is the paint tool. So we create an just a texture. We can go for a fill type of color, no outline of fill. Okay, and now we create just some basic random texture. Okay, then we will save it and we then import this texture as a PNG into the Unity. Now we imported the our texture. So this is the texture we created in the paint tool. Okay, now we need to create another shader. So we create shader graph URP and again on the unlit shader graph. We give a name as scroll texture. You can give any name and then open it. So here we have the master stack contains vertex and fragment. Now we need to give access to this particular texture so that we create a texture 2D so that we can expose this texture to the inspector main texture. We drag it to the blackboard to canvas. So in order to use this texture, in order to use this data from this texture, we need a special node. We use a sampled texture 2D. So this particular node can access the data from this texture. Okay. Now we connect this RGBA value to this base color. This is the color of this thing, and we connected it. So in order to preview our texture, what we can do is we can click on this variable, and in this default value, we can view this texture to this default value. Okay. Now we can see the texture. We can see the texture preview. Okay. Now we can actually save it and come back to this scene. And now we create a material out of this shader. Okay. And we now add to this particular plane. So now our plane have this main texture. We can change to any other texture. For example, we can change, I have some other texture like, yeah, you can use the water texture, any type of texture we can give. Okay, so we can go back to the our original texture. Okay, now we are going to do the scrolling effect. So we go back to this shader editor. Mm, okay, now in order to make a scroll effect, we need to target this UV. UV is the variable which help us to target the each vertices of the particular plane. So this makes the UV input on the sample texture controls which part of the texture is being mapped to the model. So if we change that over time, the texture will look like it's moving. So in order to move this thing, we can create another node called tiling. We create a tiling and offset node. This type of node is perfect for this scrolling type of effect. We connect this our output to the this UV node. Nothing will happen. And in order to do, what we need is we have an animation. Okay, in order to for any type of animation or in order for any type of movement type of thing, automatic movement, we need add a time node. So we give a time node, and now we create the time node. We connect this time to the offset of the tiling and offset. Now we have a scrolling type of effect. We can control the speed and direction of this scrolling. For that, we create a vector too, and we give it as a scroll. We connect here into this again, and then we need to multiply this value with the time nodes. For that, we create a multiply node. We connect the this one to the A and the time to this B, and we delete it and given the output to the offset. So nothing is will be changed. We can change this value now by changing this value of this x. If we change the value of the x, it will move in this direction. If we change in the y value, it will move in the y direction. If we increase the value very high, then the speed of the this one is also increases. Okay. If we instead of this time, we can connect this sine node. If we give a sine node and change the value of x, then it will move left and right, like in the as an oscillation. This type of thing is also possible. So we delete this connection and we connect again back and we save it and come back to this scene. Now it is moving in direction. So in order for a perfect type of runtime, um, we need to play. Okay, now it is playing. We can change the value. If we change the value in the x direction, the speed will increase. The speed is increment. If we change it to 1, the speed is increase. It is in the upward direction. If we change the value into a negative one, it will come down. Okay. Make it 0. And in the case of y, if you put it 1, it move to the left side. If it is to negative, it move in the right side. And if we put 1, it will move in the side to the corner. Likewise. So this is the way we create a scroll texture.